All right, hello everyone. I wanted to do a quick overview of our PAPR system. Now, we don't have enough for all of you. We don't have enough right now to put 2 on each ambulance, but we may in the near future. Right now, we're reserving the PAPRs for those that have failed a fit test on the new N95s and don't have one of the first N95s that we used to do fit test on to reuse. This system is pretty simple, but it's a little bit more work than the regular N95s. So this is essentially a positive pressure hood. Right here, it's not supposed to seal completely around your face, but it creates a positive pressure environment for you to breathe in while you're working. So you can see that the components are a hood with this to attach to the motor, and there are 3 filters here. All of these filters just simply screw in and screw out, and it's got a separate battery pack that plugs in right here. This whole setup is going to be in a black bag. Now, if you get assigned one of these for a variety of reasons, you can keep it in an outside compartment. So let's walk through the basic components, how to set it up, and how to use the PAPR device. Check and make sure that you have 3 filters on your device. These just screw in and screw out, but they can remain on this across multiple users. You don't have to remove them to clean them. You can just simply wipe around the outside, but you want to avoid getting any sort of disinfectant in the filter unit or in the filter itself. So be very cognizant of that when you're cleaning and decontaminating this. The battery lasts for about 8 hours on a full charge. There will be charging stations at each station. So if you have a full charge, it should last you for the duration of your shift. I assume that we won't be wearing this for more than 8 hours a shift, hopefully. Now, when we want to test this, we want to make sure that it has sufficient flow. That also tells us that the filters do not need to be exchanged. The filters are still good as long as there's sufficient flow. The way that we test this, and what you would do each morning when you're assigned a PAPR unit, is use this flow gauge. So you can see the area, this output right here, which is where you would usually connect your mask to. You would disconnect the mask if it's already connected, insert this gauge like so, and turn your battery pack on. The switch to turn it on is on the battery pack itself, so you just turn it clockwise 1 click. You want to look and make sure that the ball goes up to at least 6 CFM, and most of the ones that we had tested with brand new filters, the 6 CFM line is right in the center of the ball. So after you have tested it, you'll want to connect your mask. To make sure that it's connected securely and firmly, you would use a hose clamp. So it just slides over, and then you clamp it down. You don't want to clamp it too tight because you don't want to damage the tubing. You just want it to be nice and secure. So if you have enough time before you don this, of course you want to check it off each morning, but if you have enough time, you also want to test the hood and test the filter before you don it. So you would turn it on, take your hood, and just seal at the base, and it should inflate. Now you can inspect it for any cracks, inspect it for any leaks or holes. Small holes are okay because it's a positive pressure hood, but any large leaks, if there's any large leaks, you should not use this. And you can see how this one inflates nicely. Now you can see that it's just a belt system, and the battery pack hooks onto the belt. And the best way to don it is to just set this up high on a flat surface and just wrap it around your waist like so. And to make sure that the belt buckle is in the front, you can pull it through just like that and snug it up. Now when donning the hood, you would want to make sure when donning the hood that you also have on your other PPE. So you have to wear a gown underneath the PAPR unit, so you would don your gown first. But for the sake of simplicity, I'm not going through that. You know how to properly don a gown. The only difference between this is you would omit the N95 and the goggles from this step, and the donning procedure would be the same, and this would just replace your N95 and your face shield. There's not a real easy way to don this hood. I've found that the best way is to simply fold everything up and then just slide this over your face. You can leave a surgical mask on if you want, because we're going to be using this. This is a common device that we're going to use across multiple providers because we're just limited on how many we have. And that's all there is to it. Before you decon it, what you want to do is first decon your gloves or get a fresh pair of gloves. Then you would take any hospital grade disinfectant wipe. You would need a partner for this, and you would thoroughly wipe down the exterior of your hood. You can also wipe down the exterior of the battery pack and this assembly while avoiding getting any disinfectant in the filter itself. You can decon the interior of the hood and the interior of the face shield, but if you are doffing this and trying to get the patient to the hospital, that could take some time. So if you feel as though the interior of the hood has not came in contact with any contaminated surface, then it's okay to just clean the exterior, then grab the top of the hood, pull it off, and stow it in the exterior compartment so that you can redon it once you get to the hospital. Although we have disinfected it, we still do not want to take it in the driver's compartment, and you can't really drive with this thing on anyway, or at least you would not want to. But what I would advise is, as soon as possible, the next time that you take this off, after you have turned over patient care, you thoroughly clean out the inside of your hood.